Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic in ASP.NET, that is how to insert and retrieve images or image files from the database. So in SQL Server I have created a database named test database and a table called users. There are some properties, that is user ID, username, email and profile picture. Here the profile picture, as you can see, I am taking the type as image. Okay, I don't want to insert user ID, so I have taken identity and the value start from 101 and every time it will be incremented by 1. So let's go to the Visual Studio. In Visual Studio I have created a test web application in MVC pattern, in which I have created a controller for users, that is users controller, and also created user model and a view model for it, and db context file. In user class I have defined their properties like user ID, name, email. As you can see, user ID is of integer type, name and email of string, and profile picture is of byte array type. Why it is byte type? Because the profile picture in database are stored in the binary form, so here the byte array is the type. Now but for receiving the data from front end, the byte will not be work, so I have created a view model where I take the profile picture is as iForm file. What is an iForm file? iForm file is commonly used in ASP.NET Core for handling file uploads. When we have the form that allow to users to upload file, we use iForm file. Now get back to the controller, that there is a user controller where I implemented the db context class. Here I have described it. And in app setting JSON I have defined the connection string as database test database. Now in controller I have created two actions, that is index action and create action. For these action I have also created their views. As you can see, create.cshtml and index.cshtml. We will discuss about it later. Now let's focus on users control. We have to write some code, right? For create, let's write our HTTP post request for it, as it will create a row in users. Using our user view model. Here what we going to do is we going to create the user here. When the front-end user give his data and click submit, the user view model will bind the data itself and come here. So I'm going to create a user here equal to new user, where name equal to model.name, as model is the name and their information like email and their profile picture, right? Profile picture equal to model dot profile picture. But as you can see, there is an error. What it said that it cannot implicitly convert the type iForm file to byte array. What we going to do is that I'm going to create a temporary image here, that of byte array, that is byte array whose name is image equal to null. and I am going to convert that iForm file to an byte type. So for that we have to use the memory stream. What is the memory stream? Memory stream is used to temporarily store and process the file data uploaded by the user. That is, it serves as a buffer to read and convert the file content from the iForm file to the byte array. So what we going to do, right, using var equal to new memory stream image, no, what we are trying to do is that we have to convert that iForm file to an byte array. So that we have to convert that iForm, right? We have to convert our model.profile peak. So we have to copy to our memory stream, right? Memory stream, and then convert it to byte. So image, and assign it to the image, right, equal to memory stream to array. So what will the memory stream do is that it will convert that iForm file to an array here. Now I can assign that image file here, image byte array here. So I have assigned the model data to an user, and now I am going to saving the user, as I have already created the instance of database context as a context. To write the code as context dot users dot add user. It will just save the data in our database. Sorry, for saving data we have to write another, that is context dot save changes. Now, so in index action we are going to retrieve the data from the user table and return that to our view. So what I'm going to do is that paste the data, right, users equal to context dot users dot to list. Okay, now I'm going to bind this data to our model, right, var user model, user view model. Equal to users dot select the user and bind that to our user view model, new user view model, where name is user.name and email is user.email and profile pic equal to user.profile pic. But there is an error saying that cannot implicitly convert byte array to iForm file, right? Here the data we are retrieving from the database is a type of byte array, and our profile picture is of iForm file. So what we going to do is that we're going to add a new property in our view model, in our view model. So public of type string, public string profile image base 64, and it can be null. Now we have to clear this, and profile image 64 is to convert that user dot here we have to convert that image to base 64 string user dot profile picture. Right now it's showing some that profile picture may be null here. So what we have to do here, that let's add some validation that if user dot profile picture is not null, then convert it to this or string, assign an empty string. So let's back to our HTML or CSHTML file. Here in our form, our form action is create and method is post, and I have written enc type is multi-part form data here. Remember, when we work with iForm file, we have to write this, or the data will be not, the form file data will not be come to our controller. So now in form there is input type for name, input type for email, and an input type of a profile pic, and their validations are there, and for their label. And for go back to our action, there is a link. Now in as you can see, it uses user view model, and in index.chtml there is also using user view model, and here we are showing our data in table. In table head, I have their headings like name, email, and profile picture. In name section, it will show the name, right? Table data is the name. As you can see, I have write some validation here. If the name is not null, it will display the item name. Here model item is from user model view, right? So it will show the name and then their email. I have not written the code for profile picture, right? Let's write, let's add that validation that if item dot profile, no, we are showing our profile image 64, right? Image 64 is not null, then it will show an image. So for showing image, we have to use image tag, right? Image, their properties are src and an alternative, right? In source, we're showing the data as a type of image or png, of type png, of type base 64, and the data is item dot profile base 64. In alternative, let's write a profile picture. This will work for the screen readers, right? Now let's style this, add some width, right? Max width as 50px, and max height as also 50px, right? I think all set. No, there is also an else block is there, right? show span, it will show no profile image, profile picture. Is there an error? What is this? What is the error? Yes, the error is that there is another tab. Okay, in users controller, let's add some validation if there is any exception. Let's handle the exception here. And it will show in console, right? Console.error. So the error is right line exit to string and return the view. Okay. Also here, if the users is null, right? If users dot count, if there is no user, users dot count, it have to, if user dot count is equal 0, then return the view. Now if there is user, it will return the view of a user VM, user view model, right? Now in create, let's add some validation.
As you can see, I have already added exception handling here, and it is the same as we done in index action, but I have changed the return statement here that it should be redirect to action to our index action.
Now in layout, let's copy it. What I'm going to do is that I'm adding a link so that whenever we click the link, it will redirect to our users controller and to our index action, right? Now build the solution. Okay, then run the solution. Here it is. Now goes to users. As you can see, it says no data available. Why? Because there is no data in our database, and we have also wrote a validation that if there is no data, model is null, then it should say there is no data available. Now I'm going to create data. Let's add Tony Stark and choose a file 3 and choose create. What will it do? Let's check. Yes, name is Tony Stark and Gmail and profile picture is added. And let's go to our table. Here you can see there is a data here of a binary format. Yeah. Now, so here keep your mind that here we have to use ENC type multiform data, and in user view model we have to use iform file for creating the data and for displaying the data, a string type of a profile image of base 64, and in user controller all is set. In some cases there will be, if you are using an API, ASP.NET API, you may face a problem that the user is created but there is no data of profile picture. So it is mandatory there to use a from form here, so that it will know that it is from form, and it will add the profile picture in our database. So that is for today. I hope you understand how we will insert images in database and also how it is retrieved. Thank you.